All right, welcome to Module 2, Strategy. It's called buying a covered call or a put, but I'm going to introduce you to a strategy today which involves that, but is very useful for sort of person that wants to be more active, but not necessarily like doing trades every day. So our little mantra for this particular one is paying full price is for suckers. What we're going to try and do here is show you how over time you can participate in the slow upward movement of a stock, but also be continuously paying less for that stock than the rest of the market is. So let's dive right in. So first thing I want to just kind of throw out a couple of pieces of vocab. The bulls and the bears, you'll hear me and other people refer to being bullish or bearish on something. Again, like every industry, there's a bunch of different vocab. I'm convinced it's there to make things confusing for everybody else, but at the same time, vocab oftentimes allows us to communicate things quickly. So essentially, if you're bullish on something, you want it to go up. If you're bearish on something, you want it to go down. So if you're bullish on Twitter, you are hopefully taking a position where you're going to make money if Twitter goes up in price. If you're bearish on, say, the S&P 500, you're going to put yourself in a position where you'll make money if that item goes down. Okay, so that's our first one for today, bulls and the bears. And then the second one is just this idea of P&L diagrams. We're going to look at these throughout the rest of the course. And I'm going to talk to you about strategies and when and how they make money, okay? And there are bullish strategies, there are bearish strategies, and there are neutral strategies. And I'm going to look at them in this graphical format. I found when I was getting started, and even now, these graphical formats help me out more than just the numbers do. So I've got a couple of examples here. This one on the left, this is from Thinkorswim, and this is actually a graphical P&L diagram of selling a put. So selling a put is a bullish strategy, which means it's going to make money if the stock price goes up. And down here along the bottom, that's the stock price of a particular stock, saying it's up here 220 and 245 over on the right. And this here on the left-hand side is the amount of money you'll make or lose. So losing here $500 and making here $500. And as you can see, as the price of the stock goes up, the amount of money that you make increases, which makes it a bullish strategy. But you'll also notice this line right here, this is the amount of money that you'll make when you get to the end of the contract date. You'll notice selling a put, it has a capped amount that it can make. You notice the amount you can lose kind of disappears off, has no cap on it, but the amount you can make has a maximum. So keep that in mind. Over here on the right is a neutral strategy. This is what it's actually called an iron condor. We'll look at this in a later module. But you'll notice in this one, and this particular diagram is from Tastyworks, there's a green area here, and there are two red areas here. And a couple of things to notice on this. Number one, this is a neutral strategy. So here's the price of the stock down here at the bottom. And you see, give or take, let's call this 122, let's call this 140. Give or take, this strategy makes money as long as the stock stays within that range. It loses money when the stock goes outside that range. And notice that the amount of money that you can make is capped, and also the amount of money that you can lose is capped. I'll come back to these a lot as we go through the course, but I just wanted to get you kind of started with that. Okay, so let's talk about a sort of general strategy here, call it Wheel of Fortune. And the basic idea here is that, let's say you've got a stock. I'm going to use Twitter as an example in this particular one, just because it's a low price stock, no particular reason. And let's say you're bullish on Twitter, so you want the price to go up. What can you do? Well, you can buy stock. So let's take a look here. I'm just going to flip to Thinkorswim. And if I go to the Trade tab in Thinkorswim, and I type in Twitter, which is TWTR, and it's currently priced at 1660. So let's just, for the sake of easy as far as math goes, let's say it's currently at 1650, just a nice round number. And I can buy stock. I can just come up here. If you remember, you buy on the ask, sell on the bid. So I can just do the ask here, click the ask price. Here at the bottom is my price, 1663. Let's do confirm and send. And this will have a buying power effect of $500. So let's put that in, 500. Oops. So BP is going to be 500. And let's see. Okay, perfect. So my maximum loss here is $1,600, which makes sense. It's just 100 times the price of the stock, right? So I can buy the stock that way. All right. The next thing I can do if I want is I can sell a put. So here I've got a 45 delta put. And let's see, 45 delta put is trading for a sell on the bid. So I could sell a put 77 cents. Remember, it represents 100 shares, so it's $77. And that 45 delta put is currently, the strike price there is $16.50. Okay, perfect. So the basic situation here is, and let me go to a nice clean slide, is that I can benefit bullishly, by the stock going up in two ways. I can buy the stock at $16.50, or I can sell the put for $77. If I sell the put, I collect $77. Now, what happens if I come to expiration, which on that particular expiration was the end of March. So if we come to the end of March, so let's call it April 1st. Okay, April 1st, and that was the $16.50 put. If Twitter is above $16.50, I collect my entire $77, so I just make $77. If Twitter is below $16.50, there are some different things that I can do, and we'll talk about them in later modules. But for right now, let's just go with the simplest one, which is if it's below the strike price of my put, okay, which is $16.50. So let's say Twitter is $16.49. What will happen is I will receive 100 shares of Twitter. 100 shares of Twitter at $16.50. I'll get 100 shares of Twitter at that price, that strike price. I'll be required, obligated to buy them for that price. Now, I've collected $77. So far, I'm at $77. And let's say Twitter's at $16.49. I've lost a penny times 100, so I've lost $1. Okay, minus $1. So I'm at 76. But I've got this 100 shares of Twitter. Now what I can do is I can look at this 100 shares and I can sell a call. A call is the exact opposite of a put. A call makes money when a stock goes down, okay, where a put makes money when a stock goes up. So a call is a call is a bearish strategy. Let's look at the same, approximately the same delta. Let's just imagine all the numbers are the same. So if I look at here, we've got a 46 delta. So we'll call it a 45 delta. 45 delta call. So that first one was the put. This is the call. 45 delta call is going for about $67. Notice that the same delta call actually sells for less than the put. Keep that, store that one away in the back of your mind. We'll come back to that a little bit later in the course. And that is the 17 strike. Okay, perfect. All right, let's switch back here so we get a little bit clearer. So let's kind of see where we're at. We've sold the put for $77. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is sell a 45 delta call, and I'm down here now for $67. And let's say another month, 45 days passes by, and Twitter moves up from $16.50 or $16.49, right, to 17 and a penny. So let's work out what's happened here. First of all, I sold the put, $77. I lost $1 on the stock, so I was at 76. The stock at this point was at $16.49. let's say it moves up to $17. Okay, so here I'm gaining 51 cents, right? Times 100 shares. Let's just call it, let's just do a round number of $50. I collected my, I sold my call for $67. And let me just do some erasing here so make this a little bit clearer. There we go. Perfect. So I made $50 on the movement of the stock plus $67 there. So that's $117 plus my 76 that I made here. So that's $193. Okay. So I sold a put. I got assigned the stock because the stock went down a little bit. Then the stock went up a little bit. I had sold a call. When I sell a call, the reverse thing happens. If I own the stock goes through that strike price of that call, that stock will be taken away from me. I'm forced to sell it. Okay? And I made a little bit on the movement of the stock, and I collected some money with that call. So the process is, let's go back, clear that out, we'll go through this one more time. And I'll do some nice round numbers. Let's say we sell a put. Let's say we make $50 on that put. The stock goes down. Now I'm only assigned the stock at the strike price of the put. So if it goes down to say my strike price, I don't lose money as the stock goes down. Just keep that in mind. So let's say I lose, let's just make some round numbers, $10 on the movement of the stock price. Then I sell a call. Let's say I make $40 on that call. The stock price comes back up. I'll gain, let's say I gain $20 on that stock price, and that stock is taken away from me. If I'm still bullish on the stock, I can go ahead and sell a put and repeat the process. Now here I've gained 50, lost 10, so that's 40. Plus 40, that's 80. So let's put this up here, 40. Then I go up to 80, and then back around here, I made 20 on the stock. So approximately $100. I've made $100 on a stock essentially not moving. So let's look, if I go into Thinkorswim, let me go to a chart of Twitter. And let's just take a look at it. So this will be for the last year. And honestly, I don't know where Twitter's at. We'll take a look. Okay, it's kind of had an up and down. If we look where it was, let's just make sure we're at a year here. Yeah. If we look where it was a year ago and where it is now, it's slightly down on where it was a year ago. So if I sold a put here, let's say I sold, this is 18, sold the put at 18, and I'll go approximately, let's just say we did 30 days. Most of the time I'm going to do 45, but each one of these bars is 30 days. So I sold this 18 put. I'd be assigned on the stock here, sell the 18 call, and then I keep that 18 call, the stock drops, keeping my 18 call, stock's coming back up, and by this month here, it goes above my 18, so my stock is called away from me. I sell a put, that would just keeps going up, keep selling my put. So eventually when it gaps down here, I'd probably sell another put, sell a call. So can you see the basic idea here? I'm doing it every month. So here I sell a put, and here I got assigned, sold a call, and then I sold another call. Imagine they expire every month. Sell a call, sell a call. Here my stock is pulled away from me. Away, so I'll do a put. This continues up, put, and then here I would get some stock. So assigned, sell a call, 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 call. So at this point, the stock would be at 16. I would have been assigned the stock somewhere around 22. So I've lost a little bit on this movement, but every single one of these is making me, it's going to be a little less than this, but say $50. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 months. We usually do 45 days. So let's just narrow it down to 5. So I've collected about $500 in that value of all of those puts. Originally the stock was at 18. Now it's at 16. So in that time, it's gone down $2. I would have had 100 shares. So I've lost $200 on my shares, but I've gained $200 on all those options that I've sold. So I've come out $300 on top, even though the stock is down. Okay, so we're going to play around with this as the course moves along. But this is what we kind of refer to as the Wheel of Fortune. Selling a put, taking the stock if you get assigned. When you get assigned that stock, selling a call against it, having that stock taken away, and then repeating the process. You would do this on a stock that you like, a stock that you are hoping is going to go up. What it allows you to do is make money even when the stock is not going up. All right, now, ruminations. What are you giving up? There is no perfect, this is not like, perfect solution here. Think about what exactly you're giving up when you do this. And then when you're ready, and I'll post this in the course, go ahead and sell some puts. And if you want to just get an experience of how a covered call works, which a covered call is just where you have stock and you sell a call against it. So stock is bullish, selling a call is bearish. The two come together to be somewhat semi-neutral, a little bit bullish. This is how you would open up a covered call. So if you come to a stock, let's say Twitter, find that expiration that's closest to 45 days. I've got one here that's 40. Look for a a call that is about a 50 delta, okay? Come to that bid price, right click, go to buy, and go to covered stock. And what this will do is create you a single order which will buy you 100 shares and sell that, in this case, 45 delta put, but somewhere around the 50 delta mark. Set your this day here, set that to GTC, confirm and send, and throughout the course, sell a bunch of puts, buy a bunch of covered calls, do a ton of stuff. You've got 100,000 fake dollars in there, so go ahead and do that. So number one, sell some more calls, buy some sell some more puts, If you have a stock you're bearish on, sell some calls. Buy some covered calls. If you're bearish on a stock, buy some covered puts. Come over to the right-hand side, right-click on that, the closest to 50 delta put, go to buy, and go to covered stock. Oh, excuse me, go to, sorry, right-click, go to sell, and go to covered stock. Apologies. There we go. That will short you 100 shares of stock and sell a put against it. So your activity is sell more puts, buy covered calls. If you want, sell some calls for downside, buy some covered puts for downside. And then your rumination is, what are you giving up when you use this process? Enjoy.